Hi everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for September 2019. Now, every September we get a double dose of our personal year number energy, and therefore it's very important to go back and have another listen to your 2019 numerology forecast for additional insight and information as to what you can expect for the month of September on top of this September 2019 forecast. So I've included the link for the 2019 personal year number forecast for you in the description and the details of this video. So I recommend that you go back and have another listen to your personal year number forecast for the whole year because it's amplified for the month of September. Now, for those who don't already know their personal year number for 2019, we're going to calculate it now. We're going to add the month and day of your birth date to number 3. Why number 3? Because 2019 adds up to number 3. So once again, add the month and day of your birth date to number 3. For the example, March 28th, we would go 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 3. Second part of the calculation formula is to continue to add together any double-digit numbers that you end up with until you get a single number between 1 and 9, and that single number is your personal year number for the whole of 2019. In our example, 28th or March 28th, and we added that to 3, that actually adds up to 16. We add the 1 and 6 together to get a single digit personal year number, that would be 7. Now, some people may require an additional step of adding double numbers together to eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. Let's say when you added your month and day of your birth date to number 3 and you ended up with 19. You would go 1 and 9 is 10, 1 and 0 is 1. All right, so one more time, add the month and day of your birth date to number 3. Continue to add together any double digit numbers until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the year. So let's move forward now with the forecast for September 2019. Before I do though, I must remember to tell you I'm still running my 2 for the price of 1 personality profile and 12-month forecast reports. You buy one as per usual on my website. Go to my website, go to charts and reports, personality profile and 12-month forecast report. Purchase your first one for $25. When I send it to you, I will then ask you for the details of your free second report and send you that free second report as well. Okay, 2 for the price of 1 for September. Now, personal year forecast for personal year number 1. This whole year for you guys, it's about new beginnings, action, and opportunity. All right. Now, for the month of September, we get a double dose of your personal year number 1. Big changes and new opportunities will definitely present themselves this month and this year. So don't procrastinate, okay? You don't want to miss the boat. Now, the trick is to train yourself to recognize opportunity when you see it. Some opportunities are big and loud and obvious, and others are a bit more subtle. The main thing is that you're decisive and that you take action and that you're confident in yourself and that you have the courage to take steps forward. Because some people can see opportunity but are afraid and sort of sit there sort of unsure, clinging on the edge, not sure should you take the leap or not. And some people actually just walk away out of fear, thinking, I just don't think I can measure up to this. So confidence is really important. So is courage, and so is faith. Faith in yourself, faith in life, and faith in the future. Okay. Now, you also need to know that it's a time to be self-disciplined, proactive, and to take the initiative to get things off the ground. So it's definitely a moving forward, making things happen kind of vibration, and you will get a lot more of a push in that direction in the month of September. Another thing to know that's very important this year and September is about the work that you're doing on who you are from within. So there is a element of personal development and self-awareness this month and this year. And it's about you getting clearer and more wiser and more understanding, more knowledgeable about who you are and what makes you tick. Why you are the way you are, why you make the decisions you make, why you behave a certain way, why you think a certain way. That's why I love numerology, because it's such a perfect, accurate inroad into how we're wired. But for you, you're here to figure that out, and you're here to try and be the best you can be. And this year is going to show you different parts of yourself, will give you opportunity to explore yourself on a deeper level. And it's very, very important, because this is a key to you becoming a better person, improving your life, moving forward from this year on. So don't take it for granted. Great time and perfect year for you to be your true authentic self, to get clear about what you really are, what you really need, what works for you, and not be afraid to be who you really are. Not be afraid to desire what you really want from your life, and to not compromise who you really are to fit in, or to do what society says you should do, or what other people say you should do. For you to be confident and in yourself, and clear enough in yourself that you are being your true self, and you're not afraid to do so. Okay, so move forward, green light, all guns blazing, take action. Here's a few tips for you this month and this year. Stay positive and have a fresh approach. Be proactive. Manifest your dreams into realities. Be open to new opportunities. Be more of a leader than a follower. Get in the driver's seat of your life and move forward. Be proactive, take action, and it's a great time to begin something new. Whether it's a new project, whether it's a new way of doing something that exists, that's already existing, that you've always done a certain way, but you're seeing it through fresh eyes and a fresh new attitude. New relationships, new hobbies, all sorts of things like that. And a great time to develop and implement new ideas. All right, so I'll leave that with you. Personal year number 2. This year is a bit more of a slow-paced year. One of the best things you can know about this year and this month is you need to be patient. You need to trust that life knows what it's doing. Life is moving at its own divine timing schedule, not your impatient schedule. So get on board, let go and let God. Go with the flow, be adaptable. Don't force things to happen. Don't force your will on situations or people. It won't work if you force things. You have to be able to just let go and let things unfold and go with that natural flow. This year and this month is about teaching you to find balance within yourself. Strong mental balance, but more importantly, emotional balance. Getting to understand the triggers and knowing things about yourself and your life that take you out of balance. What triggers you? Why does it trigger you? You may be feeling emotional residual energy or pain or from the past that feels like it's in the present, but really it's just a repeat of that residue energy that's still sitting within your vibration that is attached to the past. And it's about you getting clear about what's real, what's not, what's illusion, what's programming, what's just habit. And your emotions may be accentuated this year and this month because they need to be, because that's how you can, if your emotions are more loud, clear and obvious and heightened, then the penny's going to drop a lot quicker and easier for you, because everything's is heightened so that you really get a clear understanding of what you think and feel, so that it can be obvious to you that you can have those aha moments and you can recognize that programming, and you can, work on making positive changes and improvements. Big focus on relationships, relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface might rise to be resolved with other people. You may be having a look at how you relate to others, where you need to improve, what you need to shift and change in terms of what's acceptable for you, what's healthy for you, what's not, what you really think, what you really feel. Great year and month to spend quiet time alone, getting clear about what you think and feel. So make sure you have plenty of time for time in nature, walking, listening to beautiful music, meditation, for those that are into yoga, Qigong, for example, mindfulness. But prayer is really important. And when I say prayer, don't think God and the church and the Catholic and all that rubbish. Prayer is just communication with the divine and whatever you believe the divine is for you, and putting time aside to communicate with it, to connect with it, to spend time devoting time to acknowledging that presence in your life and what it means to you. And that will definitely enhance and amplify your own intuition and your connection to yourself and to life. It's very important. It cannot be underestimated. Another thing you need to know, to be aware of this year, is You know, it's a year to focus on self-love and building your self-confidence, okay? And really, really being kind to yourself and loving and understanding of yourself. Be gentle with yourself and other people. Be more cooperative than you normally would be towards yourself and others. All right, so here's some tips for you this month. Focus on your health and well-being. Practice mindfulness, yoga, prayer, meditation, things that put you in touch with yourself and slow you down and quieten your inner mind. You know, great time to wait for opportunities to come to you and be patient. To develop your intuition and your psychic abilities, work on your personal growth, and be positive and proactive about finding love and about finding satisfaction and balance and harmony and peace in your life. So I'll leave that with you. Personal year number 3. All right, so this year and this month, there is a big emphasis on your self-expression. All right, so on one level, it's saying really pay attention to what you're communicating out into the world. What's the message you send out to the world about who you are and what you believe in your place in this world? You really need to learn to see the glass half full, and this year will highlight that for you. It will, first of all, it may amplify what's wrong so that you can be clear about that, and that will give you the initiative and the desire to make changes. And to be clear about what you're putting your creative energy into. Now, creative energy is thought, creative energy is action, creative energy is words and expression. And this year is trying to highlight that for you, get that understanding pretty clear in your mind that you are attracting as you go along. You're manifesting by what you think, what you do, what you say, how you behave, what you believe. And this year is trying to help you to understand that. And it's showing you, you know, you're a very powerful creative being, and how you express yourself results in some of the things that happen to you in the outer physical world, and to be on top of that. So to spend more time focusing on what's right in life, to be more grateful for what you already have, to be more appreciative, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the silver lining in every cloud, you know, to see the glass half full. And so it sounds like rubbish and all that positive whatever woo-woo bullshit, but it's not. It's very, very important, because this is the language of your soul. This is the language of your own overall life force energy vibration that runs through every cell of your being. When it's filled with laughter and love and joy and appreciation and gratitude and happiness, it can improve your health, and it can improve the actual circumstances in your physical world, so it cannot be taken for granted. Another tips you need to know about this month is be more social, spend more time with people that uplift you, to try and steer away from the sort of moaning and dwelling and complaining. And don't buy into drama. It's a very dramatic year, you know, where it's easy to buy into the drama, get caught up in the story of things, but you really need to learn to be aware of that, to train yourself to catch yourself out when you're buying into the story and the drama, and walk away and shut it down. Great year, a lot going on, so don't have your finger in too many pies. Don't take on too many things at once. You will dilute your energy and fragment your energy that you're putting out into the world, and you will not get the same results you would have if you had have focused your energy and your attention and your action in one specific area and really made something of it. So remember that about that scattering, having your finger in too many pies, and stay disciplined and focused. Okay, couple of tips. Take up hobbies, go on a vacation, make time for fun, don't overspend, express yourself honestly, communicate your thoughts and feelings, and be social and connect with others. All right, I'll leave that with you. Let's move on now to personal year number 4. Now, personal year number 4, and of course this is a forecast for this whole year, but also your month of September, because it's amplified. You've got the double dose of that 4 personal year number energy. And this is a year and a month of working on things behind the scenes, creating stability within your own inner self, and your personality, and your mind, and your emotional self, as well as your financial and your physical world and your physical self. Okay, so it's doing what needs to be done to get yourself in a strong position. If there is education that is required, if there is more learning required to get yourself to a strong foundation in your career, in your business, in your professional self, then do that. If there is more inner work required for health to get you on a strong foundation physically and mentally and health-wise, then do what needs to be done on that physical health level. It's a building year. It's where you get out what you put in. So you have to put your head down, your bum up, put effort in to get those results, okay? It's a year to plan the future and take steps towards achieving those goals. It's a year to be patient. Obstacles can come up, challenges can arise, but it's about learning to overcome those challenges and obstacles. To know that, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. When the going gets tough, you do not break down, feel sorry for yourself, moan and complain, or run away. You step up to the plate, and that's what's required of you. So you need resilience, you need discipline, you need courage, you need confidence, okay? Don't take silly risks. Be practical, work hard, build a foundation, get organized, guys. These are some tips. Put systems in place, budget and save your money, pay off your debts, make a commitment, and also remember, with all that hard work that's required of you this year, the efforts do pay off with the right attitude, and also make time to relax and unwind. That's really important. Once you put that effort in, that you actually make time to step away and have some downtime for yourself to recharge and to revitalize your spirit. All right, personal year number 5. This year is a year of change. Things can come from left field you didn't see coming. And this year and this month of September, because you get a double dose of that personal year number 5, this is a year where you really have to learn to be, and a month, you have to learn to be adaptable and flexible and go with the flow, because anything can happen, and it usually does with the 5, okay? And so you're halfway through a 9-year cycle where life may shake things up. So some of the change you can see coming, other change you didn't see coming. It can be very exciting and adventurous and dynamic year. With the right attitude. So don't overindulge. It is a year where you may want to overindulge. You might get caught up in drama. You might overspend. You might sort of make some hasty decisions that you might regret. So keep your head screwed on properly. Be practical. Be organized. Budget your money. Budget your time. Try not to have your finger in too many pies, because things can spiral out of control because you've got too much on your plate and too much going on. So keep yourself sort of in a routine. Try not to take on things that are unnecessary and not buy into drama. Now, it's a perfect year and month if there are changes that actually need to be made. You may be getting itchy feet. You may be feeling like you need a change. You may be feeling like you need a breath of fresh air. You may be feeling like you need an adventure. So it is a great month and year for change, to create change, to take it to do something you normally wouldn't do, to explore new things, to be a little bit more experimental and adventurous. If there are changes that need to be made and you're not making them, and they really do need to be made, be aware of this. Because sometimes when changes need to be made, and you know they do, but you're sitting on the fence, or you're being lazy, or you're just afraid, sometimes life will force that change upon you ahead of the schedule that you would have preferred. And so life knows what it's doing. You've got to trust the timing in life. But if there are changes that you know you need to make and you're not making them, you really want to get onto that, because you don't want it to happen prematurely in terms of, well, it won't, because everything happens in the exact divine timing. But in your mind, it might feel premature. You might say, oh God, I'm not quite ready for that. It happened, it jumped the gun. Life jumped the gun and sent it to me a bit sooner. But life didn't send it sooner. Life sent it because, you were procrastinating. And that's why I say, be aware when you're procrastinating, because you want to take the bull by the horns sometimes, instead of waiting for things to happen to you and then you're reacting, instead of being in the driver's seat of the change that happens to you in your life. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on to personal year number 6. Personal year number 6, the first thing you guys kind of need to know is, first of all, it is a year where, even though it is about being of service to other people and relationships and the people in your life, it's also about you and your relationship with yourself, especially to do with your health and your self-esteem. So this year may highlight, in the circumstances that happen to you, highlight your need for you to really be your own best friend, and for you to take care of yourself, focus on your self-care and your health and your well-being, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So put that at the forefront of your mind, taking care of yourself, treating yourself with love and kindness and respect, forgiving others, being cooperative and loving, yet also being cooperative and loving towards others and yourself, and focusing on any health issues that may arise for you. Now, this year will also give you an opportunity to mend broken relationships. Sometimes forgiveness, well, not sometimes, all the time, forgiveness is important, not because it's saying, I forgive you for what you've done, let's all peace, love, and mung beans and move on, praise the world, and thinking people are getting off the hook. It's nothing to do with that. Forgiveness is important for your own inner well-being, because unforgiveness, hate, and anger will destroy your body, and it will destroy your soul, and it will destroy your mind. Okay, so it's in your best interest to let things go. Move on. Don't play that story over and over again. Don't make it a program. Don't turn those limiting beliefs into, into the narrative of your story. Don't make your future a repeat of the past. Let stuff go and take it as a growth experience. This is a year where, and a month where relationship issues that are brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. And so, be aware of that. It is a year where the 6 does govern relationships with partners and children and family and even neighbors and work colleagues and clients and friends. So whatever issues have been rising to be resolved, take a look at them and know that's happening for a reason. Sometimes it gives us opportunity for year number 7 is a year where we're going within. All right, so it may seem like there's not that much happening in the outside physical world because things can slow down, but things are happening. They are definitely happening. So don't you think that God doesn't know you by name and that nothing's happening in your life, because it is happening, but it's just happening behind the scenes. So this is a year where the key to enlightenment is self-awareness. That's what the journey of enlightenment is. And reaching a high level of consciousness is about self-understanding. It's about knowing yourself so well that you know how you're wired, you know what your programs, you know why you do the way things you do, you know why you think what you think. And this year has given you an opportunity to go within and to sort of work on these things, so that the stronger you get the more inner work you do, the more you focus on building yourself up from within, the better chances you've got of improving your outer life and the outer physical world. And that's why this year is so important, because next year especially, we do have a larger focus in the outer physical world. And this year is preparing you, giving you an opportunity to strengthen yourself from within before that 8 year that you're in. And so this month, you get a double dose of the 7. So great time to learn something new, to study, whether it's any kind of topic, but especially for psychology and personal growth and self-awareness and self-understanding. Also a very important time to connect with your spiritual side, to get clear and to connect with what you believe spiritually, your relationship with the divine, with nature, understanding the meaning of life, asking the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? What's it all about? All of that sort of thing. Also, so tips for you for this month and this whole year. Let go and let God. Don't force things to happen. Trust the timing of life. Trust how everything unfolds. Find ways to keep yourself occupied. Meditation, yoga, EFT, Qigong. Be healthy. Good time to focus on your health. Rest, recuperate, relax, read, learn, study. Become a specialist at something. Go on a spiritual retreat. Read some good uplifting books. Exercise, and like I said, prayer is very important. It's nothing to do with God or church or Catholic stuff or Christian stuff. It's just simply to do with your dialogue and your communication and your relationship with the divine, with whatever it is that you believe in, and putting time aside to devote to that connection and acknowledging that connection. That connection is everything. It's everywhere. It's in every blade of grass. It's in every gust of wind. It's in every animal. It's in every human being. It's everywhere and everything, and it's real, and you have a relationship to it. What is that relationship? What does it look like? This month and this year has given you an opportunity to ask yourself those questions and put some time into that, some time into figuring that out. All right, that's personal year number 7. Let's move on to personal year number 8. And so for you guys, personal year number 8, this is a lot more focused in the physical world. It's a year and a month that amplifies your need to understand the role that you play and the things that happen to you based on your thoughts and the actions that you take, the things you do, things you say, what you believe, how you perceive yourself in life. Because the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect is very powerful this year. It's a very powerful creative vibration this year and this month. And so it's about being aware of that. It's also a time where karma, balancing the scales of justice in proportion to your attitude and your actions of the past. So it's a very karmic time as well, where you can reap what you've sown this year, and next year is a very powerful time. So, you can have payoffs, but also you can have some hard lessons as well. It all depends on where you're at with your growth and where, what you've put out there in the world in the past 7 years. Great year to be balanced, to focus on balancing the material and the spiritual world, to understand that, that on one hand, yes, you have a job, you work in the material world, we need money to survive, yet on the other side, not to be consumed by that physical side, to not think that you are, that your possessions and your finances and your recognition and your labels and that your ego defines you. To be aware of how much attention you give to all of those superficial illusions in the material physical world, and to find balance, to live in that physical world, but to understand you are an energetic being within that physical world. It's a year where there may be issues come to the surface to do with your own personal power, and to allow you to recognize when you are becoming disempowered by other people, or disempowered by, like I said, illusions. Physical possessions, the material world, the climb for more, the drive for all of these bells and whistles. In addition to this 8 year, we're also looking at money and finances, getting your finances in order, paying your debts, not overspending, working on your career, changes in your career, what you would like for a career. Here's some tips here is to work hard and be honest and ethical. Other tips for this month and year: build your career. Study something that advances your career. Maybe apply for a promotion or start a new job. Other goals and tips this month are save your money, get your finances in order. Familiarize yourself with the law of attraction, especially Sandra Ann Taylor. All her books are amazing. Manifest your goals into dreams. Adopt an attitude of abundance, but know that money doesn't define you. The universe is abundant. Abundance is abundance of love and friendship and joy and happiness and opportunities, and work on your limiting beliefs and what are holding you back. Work on what your negative thoughts are and your fears are, because those have a power over you too and are holding you back. So I'll leave that with you, and now let's move on to the forecast for personal year number 9, and the 9 month and year. So remember, this month of September, we get a double dose of your 9 personal year number energy for the whole year, and this year and month for you has a big strong focus on transformation, completion, and endings. All right, so this is a year where you really want to get to the point where it's out with the old to make way for the new. Shed those old skins that you've grown out of. This whole year and this month is helping you to get clear about who you are, what's important, what's not, and being courageous and confident to move forward into fresh new beginnings. Who do you not want to be anymore? What story do you want to leave behind? What are you sick and tired of being sick and tired about? Spring clean your life so you can move towards better things. Make peace with what isn't working in your life. Our lives were never meant to be perfect. We were always meant to have areas that we struggle with. We were always meant to have people that are a pain in the ass. We're always meant to have things not go our way. That's what we came for. We came to learn how to navigate ourselves through those areas. That's what balance is. Balance isn't, we're not balanced if everything goes our way and everything's good and easy. We're not balanced if we know all the answers. We get our strength and our growth and our wisdom from going through these challenges. Embrace them. Let them empower you, it's not fun at the time. I know that. Trust me. God, I know more than most people about crap, but I just don't tell everyone about it. I don't talk about it all the time. My close friends know what's going on with things, but we don't even dwell on them because it is what it is, you know? Life was never meant to be easy, but you can move towards this whole new beginning and a whole new opportunities in your life by the attitude that you take of what's happening now and stepping out and into new energy. So be compassionate and forgiving towards yourself and others. You know, heal the past. Don't carry your story around with you into your future. Let things go. Focus on being of service and donating your time and attention and your love. Know that you are the chrysalis turning into the butterfly, and what a beautiful butterfly you are going to be. You know, focus on the opportunities and what amazing things can come instead of worrying about what might go wrong or what you don't want or all of that, you know. Don't be afraid to move forward. Be courageous, be confident, and have faith in yourself and have faith in life. And instead of wanting everything to go be perfect, work on building your resilience and having faith in yourself to get through whatever comes your way that doesn't work out. You know, that's what I think I'm so grateful for learning the most, is how to be confident in myself and have faith that even when things don't work out, that I can get through them. I don't really spend that much time visualizing everything being perfect, to be honest with you, because I know that my life is going to unfold the way that is destined for my life to unfold. My job is to get in alignment with it and to know that I can handle whatever comes. I think getting kicked in the head a couple of times, not literally, but by life, getting kicked in the guts many times in many different areas of my life is what helped shape me. And so now all I work on is building resilience and faith and trust that I can get through whatever happens. And that means so much more to me than spending all this time visualizing this amazing life where everything, all my dreams come true. You know, I just want to be happy and content and balanced and harmonious no matter what life sends. And I'm so grateful that I can do that. So that's what the 9 years about. It's about you getting to a place of wisdom through experience of who you are and what you can handle, and that being trusting of life, being empowered from that, being a wise being. And so don't be afraid, okay? Go conquer. You can do it. You've got this. And I'll leave that with you. And I'll say, I hope everybody has an amazing September, and I will be back with your forecast for October. All right? I wish you all the best. Love and blessings. Michelle.